This is a slightly different presentation in terms of we are hearing more of technological technology. And I will be speaking about an organization which is United States and based in Brussels. And EBTC is a very young organization. And it has been operational since December 2008. 2010 November, the Mumbai office was inaugurated, followed by 2 offices in Bangalore and Kolkata in February 2011. And we are now presently operational in all the 4 metropolitans. So largely my presentation will be on, as you see from the structure, about the competency of European Business and Technology Center and what we do in terms of business facilitation and research facilitation from the European Union to India. And then I will discuss about what we are planning to do in green coal technology. As I've already mentioned that we have a wide presence across India in all the 4 metropolitans, Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru and Kolkata. And our core sectors which were initially selected were energy, environment, biotechnology and transportation. Now this particular session is focused on green coal technology, and in the 6th New India Green Coal Technology Workshop in New Delhi in the month of January, February, 31st January, 1st February in New Delhi in the beginning of this year. European Business and Technology Center was selected as one of the instruments of the European Commission to develop business-to-business cooperation for green coal technology from the European Union to India. And this platform, I will be speaking about this platform, the EEC, Excellence Enhancement Center. This was launched, and this EEC is an initiative of the Ministry of Power and CEA, and on the other hand, the ZISF and the Ministry of Energy and Economics, German government is also driving it, and EBTC is an instrument in this platform to develop the cooperation. So quickly, what we do, and it's very important to understand our core competency, because on the basis of this, we have been selected to develop the business cooperations in the green coal technology area. So it's about all the visibility of the EU technologies and the research strength which is embedded for the SMEs. We actually are promoting and developing businesses for the European Union SMEs, small and medium enterprises, which forms the backbone of the European Union. And right from bringing them, making them visible to the Indian market, what strength they have, and developing business in the Indian market, the vast Indian market, which has its own its complexity and uncertainty in terms of many things like the policy or market entry. We are there to support them, handhold the SMEs and the researchers in the first step. So we promote Europe in India, and of course that also means we promote India and Europe. And providing information and intelligence, and this in terms of the business information and the business intelligence which are needed for the European Union business and researchers. And in the process, which is our bread and butter, I think, at least my perception, that is at the end of the day that is very important to facilitate or to help them in the market entry, which we have done in the short tenures. 2 successful cooperations have happened, and I will be discussing those cases. And we provide a holistic range of services, but yes, we are very young and we are evolving, and we are seeing how we can go to which level, which depth we can take it forward. And how we work, that is a very crucial thing. We have actually cluster partners, and in sense that for energy, we generally refer to some chamber of commerce. The configuration is for energy, we generally go to a university. For example, the DTI, the Danish Technological Institute, a Chamber of Commerce, the Coventry and Warwickshire Chamber of Commerce, and a cluster enterprises. So like the Coventry University Enterprise enterprises, which has connection to the local enterprises, and also they are connected to their Chamber of Commerce, to the different SMEs across the EU member state countries. Yeah? And although we represent the European Union SMEs, but we work hand in hand to member state institutions which are present, like Indo-German Chamber of Commerce, Indo-Italy Chamber of Commerce. So we derive our access to the European Union through a network of Chamber of Commerce, universities and university enterprises. Besides this, we have the European Hydrogen Association, we have the European Renewable Energy Council, some of the research centers as our cluster partners. And we can see the strength. We can see the strength in the next slide, where we are seeing FinPro, the internationalization of wing of filament. We see Accident, we see Fraunhofer, which has its own strength in transportation and energy research business. They have the venture company, the spin-offs, which are also ready for launching off to the Indian market. And we do work with Fraunhofer venture spin-offs. So these are our strengths. We have the Lyon Chamber of Commerce, the Standbys Global Center. So all these networks, the Chamber of Commerce provides us the strength to tap the European Union market. And based on these networks and competencies, we are slowly planning to develop the business cooperation in green coal technology. And this is a challenge for NTPC, particularly in green coal technology, to assess which are the partners with whom we connect in the European side, and also in the Indian side whom we can connect. And it is in this respect, it is very essential to form some linkages with DRC and STEP. In this particular, we are very much interested. On the other side, we are trying to get who can be the best partners in research, in knowledge, and in business, so that we can form the channel. And I will be talking about the EC platform and how we can deliver the solutions when we receive a problem at the Indian EC platform, how we quickly connect to the European entities and get access to the companies or researchers to address those problems and deliver quickly back to the Indian scenario. So we believe that this is the business model we are slowly going to adopt. Although we say that we facilitate research to business, these are not separate. It is from concept to concept. So anything which needs a patent grounds to be addressed is taken back to the research institutions or companies, and then that particular solution is developed in the European Union, and that it needs to be adopted at the Indian conditions. So, for example, the coal characteristic which is needed to heat the steam is different from the coal which is being used at the European end. So what are those fine-tunings which needs to be done? It is in this respect we are seeing that many technologies for example, I take some time to deviate from the main course and give examples where we are working. For example, in a tidal turbine, what are the things, what are the regulatory conditions which are prevailing in Europe, but these are not here. So we see a typical set of challenges when we speak about commissioning for a pilot demonstration project of 1 megawatt tidal turbines in the water of Sundarbans. So we have a problem of PPA. Who will be signing the power purchase agreement? Who will be paying for the tariff? Who will be the co-investor? So funding, getting an investor, these are the crucial challenges we face during setting up a demonstration project. So each and every project has, or every subsector has its own crucial challenges when we speak of bringing the technology from the European Union to the Indian market. Each case is different from state to state. So these are some of the challenges we are facing right now, and we are trying to develop it in a standardized manner. So if we see, we try to leverage, which I was speaking, that we have the EPTC partners, we have the European Entrepreneur Network to access the European strength, and we have the Indian corporates, the small and medium enterprises, and the research institutions. We have a very crucial role to connect both of the sides. So in my view, in my opinion, we are in a very complex position. We need to understand the technology, policy and business issues at the Indian ground. The Indian business and research institutions also expect us to understand the technology, policy and the business issues of the European. And this typical bridge is a very rich bridge, and we are trying to, at this moment, dig up the communication channels and fuse each other so that the technology transfer happens smoothly. And our whole effort is taking shape in that direction. And our capabilities are developing in that direction. The structure which we have the three regions at this moment, that is the head office, with the regional managers supported by the executives, and at the pinnacle, at the top level, we have the sectoral expertise which generates the sectoral knowledge so that the business development and the technology transfer is done at an easy space, and how we expand, that is only decided in the future based on these experiences at the ground. So at this moment, what we are doing is to identify the Indian projects on the one hand, what are the requirements at the Indian side, and what are the strengths, what are the competency available at the European Union side. But these are the quick, short-term actions we are taking, and we are successful in this. But in the long term, we want to develop it in a more structured way. We are going for a technology forecasting study. We have undertaken green technology mapping, which is going on. In these particular studies, on one hand, we are trying to understand what are the technologies which are going to be useful, which are going to be commercialized in India, and hence position our business development. And on the other side, when we are talking about clean technology mapping, we are identifying what are the comparative advantages in each of the regions in India. For example, in the southern coast, maybe the positioning of business development in wind energy may be useful for us because of the plenty availability of wind in the coastal regions. Similarly, if we talk about the eastern region, because of the richness of the coal pits there, clean coal technology based on the coal pits may be useful for that. If we talk about northeast, maybe biomass-based generation will be useful. So these are some of the examples we are trying to track the comparative advantage of the different regions, and then we are trying to identify or map what are the technologies which are available with the European Union companies. And then we try to match and position our business development and facilitation. But the key is to adapt the European technologies to the Indian conditions. It is very essential for the European Union companies and the researchers to understand that the technologies will be successful if the manufacturing cost or the cost which lands at the Indian soil is compatible or competitive with what the Indian customers are looking for. Because Indian customers are price sensitive, but at the same time they need a quality as well. So these are some of the crucial aspects we are trying to address through our activities. So for guiding business to India, what we do is from the initial, as we said, concept to concept. We provide market insight through research, but this, how we do it in the future, that also we have to scale up with the demands and the requirements with the European Union companies, and we see, especially in my opinion, this is increasing day by day. And maintaining the scale is really a question, a really a challenge we need to address at a certain point of time. For market access, roadmaps, or identification of joint venture partners, these are the crucial things we do take with serious importance, because business matching or bringing the partners together is very crucial. This is a huge amount of time. So if we identify one partner from the European Union and we identify an Indian company, the matching both of them needs a little bit of time. So a lot of discussions in the meantime we have seen, and two are successful, but this takes the maximum portion of time. Once that is sorted out, the technical issues can be taken care of by the the companies altogether. And finally, the strategy implementation is opening office or taking them to a level where they settle accountability. These particular competencies are important to understand how we can contribute to the clean coal technology development in the future. These are some of the roles in research, and we have wished to develop pipeline and coordination of demonstration projects which are available with the research institutions. For example, Department of Science and Technology, supporting demonstration programs, maybe the carbon capture and storage pilot projects can be an area we can look for. Smart grid projects or CSP. We in fact have provided input for regulatory information from different European Union companies to the recent policy paper. And we are involved in fact in laboratory to market movement. Recently, we have facilitated one wave-based generation, which is from the University of Padua in Italy, and they want to commercialize in the Indian seas. So this is a very, very premature stage. They are actually wanting to identify the offshore wave characteristic, and in particular in offshore, all the offshore technologies, the main problem is we don't have maps of offshore wind or offshore tidal characteristics or offshore water, which is very crucial for developing offshore-based generation. Because all the bankers, when we want to identify the funding institutes or the venture capitalists, the first question which is being asked, even in solar, what is the assessment? What is the resource? Do you have any bankable data? So these are some of the crucial things we are facing. These are the barriers we face when we deal with the offshore technologies. But that is one of the examples which is a solid example I can give. And one of the very, very differentiating things as far as technology transfer is concerned, the intellectual property right, IPR issues are not addressed by many of the institutions which are present here. So we have recently launched in November an IPR help desk which addresses all the key IPR issues which is relating to the technology transfer from the European Union to India. And this is one of the key areas we can, of course, work with the TREC state, the collaboration between the clusters. What clusters we have in India are at the lower level in terms of, with due respect to the clusters, because they are, agglomeration of handicraft or machinery firms in a place, the traditional firms or traditional companies, small scale. But if we look at the European clusters, which are high-tech, such as high-tech environmental clusters, or this is less, but in Trichy, what I was hearing today, the 600 units in power sector plants, this is amazing. And I think if we can connect with TREC state, I'm sure that many of the companies can be incubated at your office here. So this is an area we are also working with the Confederation of Indian Industries. We have developed a help desk which are supposed to help the SMEs in case of the need information or any other knowledge or know-how. But this has to be made operational. This has just been rolled out. And in terms of cluster development, we have recently signed one memorandum of cooperation with Copenhagen FinTech Cluster. So we have initiated this process. So in case of clean coal technology, we can identify which are the clusters or which are the research institutions, which are the knowledge partners in the European Union who can work with us, and we can connect also with the appropriate institutions at the Indian side, and this will help to bridge the technology transfer, the gaps, and may go a long way to develop awareness which is needed for the social acceptance of any technology which needs to be penetrated in the Indian market. So this is a little bit about the IPR helpdesk which it has. So we are planning to provide international services, the IPR planning services, the intellectual property services in terms of technology landscape, the license searches, and due diligence. So we are actually planning to provide comprehensive IPR services and we find that some of the companies, they're really worried about, because they think that, for example, there is a case of floating solar. They are looking for an operator, they're looking for a collaborator, but besides looking for this, they're also afraid that what will happen to the technology. If someone copies it, they will lose the competitive edge. So these are some of the issues we are trying to address through our platform. So I was speaking about EC, and I come down to the clean coal technology itself. EC, as I was mentioning, I don't know most of you are aware of this or not. This is an excellence enhancement center. This has been launched recently, and one of the pillars is the Ministry of Power and Central Electricity Authority, and the other power pillar is the GIZ and the Ministry of Energy and Economics from Germany. And EBTC is the instrument at this particular platform to develop the business-to-business cooperation. So any problems or any issues in terms of research and development or business come to this platform will be taken up by EBTC, and we can approach the European Union companies and researchers to develop so that the issues are addressed. I think this is the first step towards technology transfer in the area of clean coal technology. Besides this, the objective of Excellence Enhancement Center is to enhance the operational excellence across the value chain of the Indian power sector, from generation to distribution. But at this moment, they are focused only on clean coal technology. The members can be individual to organizational level. It can be any individual member. If any one of the engineers from any of the utilities want to become a member, it can become a member. If any organization wants to be a member, it can also apply for the institutional membership. So it is open to all. And the website, if you give a search, if you Google Excellence Enhancement Center, you will come to know about it. And I know that they are organizing regional workshops, because EC is going to form working groups, technical working groups, and that is the reason they are organizing regional workshops in Calcutta. Already the regional workshops have been organized, so that they have talked to the generators, local generators, and they are coming up with the issues which has been identified in the regional workshops, and these issues will be used to form the technical working group at the level of EC. And from there, the different aspects of generation will be addressed at this moment, and I'm sure this will be extended to the total power sector, up to the distribution. In the first meeting at 29th August, which happened at Delhi, at the EC platform, they came up with a suggestion of pilot projects in insulation area. So piping insulation, how to improve insulation. I think this will be coming up in the website, and they will be opening these pilot projects for improvement of energy efficiency, because they, after the BEE, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, has come up with the PAT scheme. So energy efficiency, energy reduction, reduction in energy consumption has been addressed, has been taken up as an important issue. So in that stage, insulation, the improvement of insulation has been a small step, but I strongly believe it will be taking a giant shape in terms of talking in terms of CFBC boilers or IGCC. That will happen soon. But in this platform, it is very important for us to be there, and we have mentioned some of the activities, and we see our role, as I mentioned before, and that is the reason I was mentioning all our activities, to be the business and research interface for use power industry for enabling technology collaboration, co-development and transfer. And to set in place strategic plans for addressing issues in the evolving power sector, such as clean coal technology, because this is the first step which is being taken in EC, and this is our first step in clean coal technology. And the activities we are envisioning is to become the new platform for the Excellence Enhancement Center, be a part of the technical working groups tackling common challenges, to be initiating joint pilot projects to introduce cutting-edge technologies for the Indian power sector, but this has to be done by developing the ecosystem. to provide platform for experts in the power sector for technological development, setup and business development sector. But this, everything has to be done through a developing an ecosystem, which is a challenge for me. So I'm here basically to develop that ecosystem, connect with the different entities who are present here to take it forward. So at this moment, we actually want to connect with the crucial partners, that's what we have mentioned here, with the clean coal technologies, companies and researchers from both the sides, from the European Union and India, so that we are well equipped with the problems at one hand, and also to take the problems back to the European Union and find which are the entities, which are the companies, which are the researchers who can address it well and bring it back to address the solutions in the Indian ground. So in the short term, we have actually suggested the European Commission to start with a case study in generation sector, which is in consideration. And in long term, we wanted to develop a total case study with respect to the recent grid failure. In fact, if we look back at the Indian total power sector, the distribution health has to be improved if we want to see the clean technology or the generation system or generators to become healthier. Because that is an area which needs first the key attention, the parallel to the development of the generation. So these issues has to be understood, has to be studied very carefully, because the development of clean coal technology, the improvement of or the upgradation of the generation sector needs funding. And these are the issues one needs to be very careful and study thoroughly to come up with the different investment plans. And second short term is identify requirements of clean coal technology solutions, which will be getting by plugging in with the EC platform or talking to the different utilities, and identify issues at the EC platform, which I mentioned, to develop our business development activities. In the long term, yes, of course, we want to develop an expert network of new companies and research institutions, which I have been mentioning back, work on critical technological issues, to best practices mapping in operation and maintenance in the European Union. Of course, clean coal technology events we would like to do with TREC step, and I'm sure that we will take a concrete step when I go back and come up with some certain plans to develop those particular events. Facilitate pilot projects, address ITER concerns, and identify European funds to the extent in partial project participation. In long term, also we plan to go for capacity development, joint studies with the EC, facilitate research initiatives, research commercialization, which will take really is the most toughest part, to up to the webinars. So there are many case studies which we have done. In fact, these are some of the success stories. But to highlight, the Poland and Monaco is one of the cases where we have been successful to develop this cooperation at this moment. And this is being done with a Kolkata-based company, Hari Machines. And in fact, they have done this cooperation in August 2011, but still they are unable to find any order. At the Indian level, only 2 or 3 orders are at the CFBC technology. They are planning to produce up to 150 megawatt, but they are focused on the cement and aluminium industries located in the eastern region, which has mineral companies in the state of Jharkhand, Odisha, and West Bengal. But they are unable to find any order till now, and they are really working hard to get that. If they get, then I will be able to share the success story with you, which can be a good case story. And this is a recent one, although it is not directly related to the boiler, but it is of course important for energy efficiency application. Newen Italy has developed a software, and they are working with a Calcutta-based company, Enphase Solutions Limited, to modify the software in the Indian context. Because the software they have developed, that is totally good for the Italian companies, Italian industrial applications, Italian building applications. But if you talk to the Indian conditions, the standards, the norms, that has to be taken inside the software. And now they're in Calcutta developing this software. They have just shared it with me what are the meters they will be, or what are the sensors they will use for measuring the steam flow or energy consumptions, or for heat calculations or direct energy measurements. And this is the business tool, energy business tool, which from capturing to monitoring, generating reports. And this is the concept of the REST software. The software they are named as REST. So this is the case story. This is the case I was talking about, the need of the Indian power sector at this moment. Is capacity enhancement to continuous improvement in distribution facilities. In my opinion, distribution is a sector which has to be made healthy, and then we can get a much more better and healthier generation sector. So these are the areas of cooperation which we are looking in the future. We want to develop based on this, and we hope that with the support of the different entities in European Union as well as India, we can proceed in a much better way. And that's all. Thank you very much. And I would like to get information from you, the problems, any business development facilities, or any business development opportunities from your side, so that I can take it back to the European Union. Thank you.